Hi everyone. Our last step is to finalize our map and get it ready to be handed in. And of course, every good map is going to have a title on it, so and a north arrow. So we need to include a few extra elements. But before we do that, we want to share our map. So the way we share our map is to click on Share, and there's going to be a couple of options here. So perhaps your teacher has set up a group for your class. So if that's the case, you would share it directly to that group. So for instance, my grade 9 class might be period 2, and it would appear for all of the students in my class. On the other hand, if your teacher has not set up groups for your class, then you would check off District School Board of Niagara. The reason why we're doing this is that if you just share this link right here with your teacher, when the teacher opens up that link, it's going to ask for your username and password, which they don't have. So it's really important that you properly share the link so that if it's if you check off these boxes, it means that you don't need a username or password to view your work. So once we've done that, we want to click on Save. If you don't save it, those little tiny changes that you just made aren't going to happen. And when you send it later on to your teacher, more than likely, it's not going to work. So let's do a few last minute changes. I'm going to turn off all my layers again and then add a new layer just called titles. And this text tool is not very good. I'm just going to click up here and you'll see how small the text is. So I'm going to say Southeast Harrison Liveable Communities Project. So very hard to see, but if I click on it, I can change the text so that it's a different color, so maybe red or white, and then I can grab one of the corners and pull on it to make it look much larger. All right, so it's a bit of a funky way of doing things. Type the text in first, then change the color of the text, and then you can adjust the size of it. The next thing that I want to do is include a north arrow. So they have an arrow feature here, so I'm just going to simply click and drag, but I have to make sure that I fill it with a color that I'm going to see. So I don't know, maybe fill with a bright red, outline it in a dark black, and it looks like I can see that quite well. Now the last thing I would suggest is to turn on all of your layers and save your map once again, because this is going to be the initial view that anyone who opens up this map is going to see. So they're going to see all of the things that you've mapped out. Now, what do you do with this link? Well, it'll be highly dependent upon your teacher. Your teacher may have set up a Dropbox in D2L, and in that case, you would simply put the link into the Dropbox. If your teacher's using Google Classroom, it might be a an appendix to your Google document that you might be submitting. Or finally, it might be just a case of you're emailing it to your teacher. So you're going to have a chat with your teacher about how to submit the actual link to them.